right, it's a best of 7. Spawning up in the top right-hand side of the map, representing Team Liquid, it is TaeJa.
And spawning in the bottom left, it's going to be the red key.
Okay. Oh, man. Wait, are you kidding me? It's a double proxy.
Yes.
Have thy no honor. There is 0 honor in this game, guys.
TaeJa, do it. Double proxy. Take him down. But
yeah, KeeN's doing it. It's a double.
They're both doing
proxy.
it. That is double proxy.
Double trouble. And it's the same spot too. All right, guys, cue the Benny Hill theme. Yeah, because it's gonna be a shit show, guys.
How do you even respond to this if someone's doing the same thing?
If I had to take a guess, we're gonna see CCs floating across the map. That's usually what happens because the Reapers kill each other's main base, and then they need the high ground vision.
Beautiful.
And whoever wins, it really comes down to whoever reacts to the Reapers and manages to mine the most gas beforehand.
Yep, all comes down to that.
Because
delicious.
In TvT, this happens a lot, guys. This happens a lot. When Terrans are being dirty, it's bound to happen every now and then, and so this isn't uncommon in TvT. They're both going for Reapers, of course. And so, yeah. I mean, we'll see. TaeJa already has his Reapers on the way. KeeN. Oh, man. TaeJa's sending his SCVs home. KeeN has 1 on this side of the map. I'm not sure how that'll come into play. But it could, so we'll see. I mean, neither of them scouting this yet.
I guess part of it, too, is how many SCVs you can kill with your Reapers.
TaeJa's pooling his Reapers. This is actually pretty good for KeeN. TaeJa identifies that this is a proxy, so he's got to send in his own Reaper now. So it's going to come down to this fight. It's going to be all about the micro. Reaper's going to begin working away on those SCVs. TaeJa has pulled a few off the line, which is very important for him. The longer he mines, the better it is. The same goes for KeeN. He's now pulling all of his SCVs pretty much off the line, and it comes down to really who mines the most, who can squeeze out that 1 or 2 extra Reapers right now. TaeJa microing back. Meanwhile, KeeN on this side of the map, he's got out the fair few Reapers. TaeJa's finding a good chunk of gas still, whereas KeeN, I mean, he's still mining as well, so it's really good. I don't know, guys.
We're trying our best here, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, both players losing SCVs at an alarming rate at this stage. It's 4-2-3, 3-3 workers, 3-2-2 workers, 1-2-2 workers.
That's a bummer for TaeJa. He was one gas trip away from getting up another Reaper.
Oh, brutal.
It looks like that they're gonna have identical numbers. Or no, KeeN may get 1 more Reaper. I think KeeN's going to have 1 more Reaper out than TaeJa, which is actually a very big deal.
Humongous deal when dealing with mirror matchups like that. So yeah, command centers are floating. Reaper counts getting to around 5 or 6 here. And it's going to come down to an old-fashioned showdown.
It will. I mean, it's going to come down to the micro, but Reaper versus Reaper battles happen so quickly. Now TaeJa, I mean, is it going to be equal counts? I mean, okay, he's got a Marine on the way and a Reaper, so yeah, KeeN will actually have 1 more Reaper. It's going to be, TaeJa's going to be short by 1, and just look at that. That's because he was short just 10 minerals and 6 gas away from 1 Reaper. And that could be this game right now. This is how you started. These guys were like, it's a best of 7. All right, let's do it.
Oh, Marine gets picked off there by
TaeJa coming on in with a better angle here, it looks like. He's going to try and get on top of KeeN. Grenades going down, though, forces TaeJa back, and it's just going to be grenades for days.
When you said fast, you meant like after all the Reaper grenades go off for 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, exactly. But if the engagement actually does happen, it's just utter chaos. I think. I don't know.
I mean, it sure looks like it's going to be Reaper grenade dodging for a little bit here.
Okay, TaeJa's landing in the landing over here, but he's getting his mules down. TaeJa's moving across the map, though. He's going to be going into his own main base. Neither of these guys have actually floated over to the high ground. They're just settling for this same location. TaeJa's going to get on top of KeeN's base a little bit sooner. He's squeezing out a Marine or 2, but he really just needs to run that out of there. Cancel those Marines. They'll just get slaughtered by the Reapers. So building up a bit of a bank here. I mean, oh my god.
Yeah, this is as mirror-y a matchup as a mirror matchup is ever going to get.
I mean, they both have orbital commands that won't die. So it, like this... We could actually have them agree to a draw at some point.
No, draws are not allowed.
If neither of them...
I really, really strongly propose making all Terran builds eventually run out of fuel if they've been flying for too long and crash. It's ridiculous they can fly forever. It's a weird, weird draw advantage that the other races don't have. It makes no sense.
Okay, but I mean, these guys now flying across the map. Looks like TaeJa gonna land his barracks there. Production-wise, he's got 2 Marines on the way, but are Marines really gonna help here? These guys are just so unsure of what to do. If one of them can get up a bunker or something, then it's like, okay, maybe.
Sure, defend that orbital command a little bit, but the bunker can't get of all sides is the problem.
Yeah, I mean, he's got up 3 Marines, so I think if TaeJa gets up an SCV and then gets up a bunker, that's probably the best thing for him because he is down on the Reaper count. So we'll see. And
Here comes KeeN, though.
He's got to be ready for this. If KeeN gets the jump on him and TaeJa's not in position, you got to be paying attention to this army, TaeJa. KeeN's coming on him. TaeJa's reacting right now. I mean, every SCV matters at this stage in the game. TaeJa trying to get up gas so he can get up more Reapers.
He's trying to kill that refinery.
And the SCV gets focused down.
Nice. Nicely done there. Every SCV matters. High ground harass, Mule. Forced to retreat. Almost mined out anyway. Not sure it matters too much.
Oh, that's so ballsy from KeeN jumping down the cliff. And now, this is TaeJa. He's moving across the map with his Marines here. He's not going to be able to kill the orbital command, I don't think, but this is a nice move shutting down KeeN's economy while his is being shut down. And TaeJa, he's managed to squeeze up to 5 Marines. KeeN only has 2. And oh, this micro's going TaeJa's way. As soon as 1 Reaper dies, that could be the game. KeeN running across the map with his SCV is going to try and get out of there. We'll lose at least 1. Bringing his Reapers home. TaeJa's are going to go into pursuit. This game, man. Oh, looks like TaeJa will catch that SCV there.
Yep, SCV down, Mule down. Not that that matters all that much, but coming back to defend is KeeN. And okay, so the Marines and the Reapers are here.
Oh, man. Is TaeJa maybe going to get the orbital if he just covered? I mean, the Marines were doing good damage. He picks off 1, but he's going to get the gas geyser, it looks like. Oh, those Marines getting a little bit too far forward there. TaeJa trying to take the best fight that he can. But, oh, there goes the first Reaper. That's absolutely huge for KeeN. TaeJa loses another Reaper. KeeN just winning out. KeeN's first Reaper dies there, but he's got the higher numbers now. TaeJa has took so much damage to these grenades, and that's going to be it. KeeN, GG, takes the first map.
Like you said, once it actually gets started, it's fast. That first Reaper falls, and it snowballs hard. Wow, what a play by KeeN there. That was fun. Let's see more of that.
What a game, guys.
What a match for sure. Both players doing the exact same thing and the good numbers of Reapers here. The Marines really did not help in any situation there. They got some damage on the orbital command, but otherwise, And yeah, just came down to Reaper versus Reaper. And once that first Reaper fell, that was going to be it. KeeN managed to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so sudden, but KeeN getting the first Reaper, like you said, that's it. That's pretty much it.
It's all she wrote. We are on the balance test mod, which is exactly what we want to see.
Okay.
Whew.
You can say that again after that. But this is a best of 7, so we could definitely have some longer games. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Proxy Reaper. Whether we'll see a double Proxy Reaper again, I have my doubts. But we're going to get on into the next game.
I do have to wonder if KeeN likes his chances, right? His Reaper control did seem to be better overall in the last game. And if he proxy Reapers and TaeJa doesn't, there's an advantage. If he proxy Reapers and TaeJa does, he feels like he still has an advantage. So, I don't know. Usually players don't like to do the same thing twice, but...
It's best of 7, so you never know. But here we are. This guy spawning up in the top right-hand side of the map. Playing for Team Revolution, it's KeeN, and he is proxying.
Yes.
He says, Falcon, I don't care what you say. Spawning down in the bottom left-hand side of the map, it is Liquid TaeJa. I mean, we can analyze why players do things to death, but in the end, players do things because they do them.
Yep.
Oh, man, here we go. TaeJa gonna have to react to this proxy, but we'll see. So far, is it just one SCV? It's just a single barracks. Indeed.
So conservative, a little bit.
Double gas, though. Okay, so it could be a proxy factory.
Yeah, proxy fac would be fun. Cyclone change. We're gonna see how that affects our TvT or matchup.
That's a valid point. Maybe he'll just go get up a factory, float the barracks over, and try and kill TaeJa that way.
I'm down. SCV goes right on past, does not see anything thanks to the high ground advantage of that factory, but will notice that something is going on as soon as he makes it over to KeeN's base. That should set off those warning bells.
Yeah, definitely. So the first Reaper going to be popping on out. I mean, it's not like he's going to be able to overpower TaeJa in the Reapers, but I mean, he's got the double gas behind this. TaeJa's SCV comes on in.
Sees absolutely nothing, says, all right, there's a proxy of somewhere.
Sees the double, or he doesn't actually check for the second gas, which is kind of a big deal.
Double bunker coming up back home here for TaeJa. As there really is only one place the Reapers can hop up here.
Yes, indeed. So,
well, two.
KeeN really trying to scare TaeJa right now, but TaeJa just investing in the bunkers, getting up the Marine, making sure that he'll be safe versus this, and he can always salvage the bunkers, so not a big commitment from TaeJa or anything.
Definitely not. Reaper versus Reaper action. KD8 charge being dodged by both players, and it looks like KeeN might actually win this battle, but bunker is a safe place to run to.
Indeed.
And factory about done here for KeeN.
And all things being said, it looks like that it's just, I mean, look at the workers, look at the buildings and everything else that's being made. Pretty standard game here.
Yep, can't complain too much.
Okay, and we're seeing a tech lab on each of these factories. We could be seeing a cyclone out of each of them. All right, there's one cyclone. And there's a second. Okay, I honestly haven't seen a TvT with this. And I mean, I know TvT before what involved a lot of cyclones. But how's TvT now? KeeN coming in with his barracks. If this burns and he loses it, that would actually be a pretty big blow because he hasn't built another.
No.
KeeN
He'll make it out there, no problem.
Reapers. Make sure to distract and save that.
Trying to pick off that SCV.
Look at this micro between them all, though. Oh, man, this is just ridiculous. But TaeJa does get his CC on the way. KeeN's is a little bit earlier.
Cloak Banshee, going to be the check of choice here for TaeJa, but guess who's making a Raven? It's KeeN. So that Cloak Banshee, if it's at home, is going to be able to help to defend exceptionally well here. That said, if the Raven is away on an aggressive mission, perhaps, that could spell trouble back home.
TaeJa starting up a siege tank behind this. Looks like KeeN committing to more than one of these cyclones, whereas TaeJa's opting to get the tank. His own cyclone's going to be able to come on in here, maybe work away on this. I mean, KeeN's barracks, it actually saw the Banshee.
Yep, so information present. He's already making a Raven, though, so not that big of a deal. He is making another barracks back home, using that new... Get them shots off. Not really anything different about this one, at least until you get the upgrade for it. But it looks like the barracks is going to collapse and fall to a fiery death. Thankfully exploding in midair, so smaller pieces fall down instead of larger chunks that could actually hurt somebody.
Yes, thank God for that. Now, I mean, KeeN, he's out on the map with the cyclones. He actually intercepted the Banshee there and picked it off.
Brutal. Oop, Reaper gets picked off there by the cyclone. Nicely done. Another Raven on the way here from KeeN. Really wants the double Raven play here. TaeJa doing the same thing back home, but starting it a little bit later. So here comes KeeN. He's got his cyclones. We've got a cyclone and a tank at the top here for TaeJa. He's got a bunker there too. And KeeN deciding just to head on back home. Not really something he wants to have to deal with.
Now, as far as the Raven in TvT goes, it was nerfed, as that anti-armor missile no longer does damage. So that's something to note. KeeN's third CC being delayed a little bit.
That is an excellent, excellent point. No damage at all. Still reduces the armor, but it does no damage.
Yeah, in TvT. I mean, back when it did 30 damage, okay, that was overkill. Anyone can argue with that, but removing all the damage entirely does seem a bit much for me at this point. I think because it's not like we see Terrans massing Ravens.
Ketrock does.
That's Ketrock. Ravens could literally do nothing, and they would still just float around, and Ketrock would still make Ravens.
Ketrock is still going to mass Ravens after this change, guaranteed.
Yes, he will. He'll be like, no damage. How many Ravens do I have to build to kill things then?
0 times 50's got to do something, right?
He's just going to make a lot of auto turrets.
Yep, auto turrets, anti-armor, combination, and win. Profit.
Oh, Cyclone's actually getting caught. Those units being very flimsy now. TaeJa coming on in forces the liftoff of KeeN's third base. And actually, speaking of Ketrock, the guy who makes pretty much just mass Ravens all the time, actually, one of his gifts is why I'm against the nerf. It was him with something like 20 Ravens dumping anti-armor missiles onto a late-game Zerg army, and then the Queens just transfused through it and they all survived. It's like, well, okay, maybe they don't need a damage nerf.
No, probably not. Pretty good in TvT, though. A lot of TvTs I've seen on the current patch.
TvT.
You catch some nice anti-armor missiles on that other Sky Terran army, and it's kind of game over at that point.
Yeah, even just having one in bio versus bio, reducing the armor, the Marines just shred through. And so Ravens, I mean, they've got their place in TvT. Other matchups, we'll see. But for now, in this one, each player has at least one Raven. KeeN with 2. TaeJa has himself a slight SCV lead this game, just from the way things have progressed. KeeN's got the better air army, though. And so, I mean, nothing too significant as of yet.
No, definitely not. Just both players sitting back, macroing up, worker count, fairly similar army value, fairly similar. Both players' APM is through the roof, and probably more than they need at this stage of the game, but you can't slack off, man. Absolutely not.
Tank.
Cyclone action.
Oh, Cyclone's gonna get that tank.
Running for the... No! Cannot run for the hills and is destroyed. Revenge on the minds of these Marines. But tanks are setting up, and there's really nowhere to go here, guys.
Oh, man, TaeJa eating a nasty tank shot. And KeeN coming on in here. He's going to be picking off all the air units of TaeJa. KeeN is going to back off, but still, like, he's got the better army at this point, it looks like. TaeJa's up on SCVs by a slight amount, but KeeN, his army with all that air tech is incredible. And he's actually going to catch the Vikings, catch the Raven of TaeJa.
So
anti-armor missiles going down,
superiority
actually.
here for KeeN for sure. Tanks on the high ground. Nobody's coming up that ramp. Sensor tower is getting rocked down by tank fire. Missile turrets taking shots here. And the tanks are looking kind of orange and green. It's a weird combination for these units.
Oh, did they change the color?
Interference matrix. Well, no, just when it gets Doritoed.
Oh, okay.
They look like they have green highlights when they get a Dorito missile. Auto turret's going to finish off the tank. Can't repair through the auto turret damage. Thank you very much. And the third base is in a ton of trouble.
TaeJa knows he's got to do something right now, and he's actually counterattacking. And KeeN's third base is actually pretty darn exposed, so maybe TaeJa can get something, but he's got to lift his own base. He's pulled back to his own tank, but he's going to lose his CC. So that's a massive blow. At the very least, he now has to kill that CC of KeeN's. And he's got to get that CC, there's no doubt about it. He's going to massacre a lot of SCVs, and getting the CC is the bare minimum for TaeJa. It looks like KeeN's going to maybe try and repair it, but TaeJa's forced to fight, and his Marines are very overstimmed, so he's not going to get the CC. And with losing his own, he is in a very poor spot. Yeah, he knows it. GG. TaeJa taps out KeeN with the quick 2-0 lead.
Nicely done. That engagement at the third base was as perfect as you want to get. He came in, took air superiority, set up his tanks on the high ground, anti-armor missile tanks, and then brought in auto turret to clear them out, and that was it. TaeJa couldn't defend his own third base, and then the counterattack by TaeJa was shut down fairly well. Again, as you said, the army was overstimmed. The medevacs were not around to heal them, and as a result, couldn't quite finish it off, even though KeeN came in with a fewer number of Marines. Just the stim by TaeJa made them a little bit worse. A lot of it worse.
Yes, they did.
I think those are GGs coming down in chat, although again, can't read any of it. That's okay.
No, indeed. As long as people are enjoying the matches, though, that's what matters.
Exactly. Can't argue at all with that. So, moving on in here to match number 3. A 3-0 lead in a best of 7 is, I think, I think insurmountable at this level of StarCraft. I mean, if you go down 3-0 against somebody, getting 4 games in a row against them after that is just insane.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, like, KeeN, it's not like they've been scrappy situations, which I feel like TaeJa would be fine. It's just that he's really been winning out in, like, the build order, I guess. I mean, the Reaper and stuff was scrappy, but still he just ended up having just one more Reaper. And then then in that other game, KeeN sort of just had the slightly better build order, the slightly better move out and whatnot. If things manage to get scrappy, I believe TaeJa can take a game or two. But as far as just doing like straight up build orders, I feel as if KeeN will have the more crisp execution.
And I have to agree with that 1000%. KeeN just has more repetition when it comes down to the current state of StarCraft 2.
Spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map, going for the proxy once more. It's KeeN.
Yes. And in the bottom right-hand corner, he's blue, and he's TaeJa.
Okay. Look at TaeJa's... I just want to say, TaeJa's like base logos are really sick. Like the scythe on his command center. And on his depots and everything. Now, KeeN just going for the single barracks once again. I mean, Terrans have been doing this... But actually, here comes in an SCV, so it will be 2.
Here goes the second, and get to work, you lazy SCV. Enough resources, the second barracks does go down here. And all right, so we're going to see a double proxy versus a no proxy from TaeJa. We'll see how he manages to hold this, as there will be some Reapers at his front door extremely quickly. Is he going to SCV scout? It looks like he is.
Moving around across the map. It looks like, yeah, he's just going across the map. I mean, if you were to check for the proxy barracks, this is one of the main locations Terrans do it. I've seen Terrans do it in this spot quite a bit, but TaeJa not directly checking for that. He will get the slight heads up, I think, just from the SCV timing, but the Reapers are going to already be building for KeeN.
Yeah, this is a problem for TaeJa.
Wait. What happened to TaeJa's Reaper? Did he delay it? Yeah, TaeJa delayed his Reaper to get the faster factory.
He doesn't have one on the map, that's for sure.
No, yeah, so... Oh, man, I mean, KeeN's Reaper will be out in a second, but delaying your Reaper versus a proxy barracks could really complicate things. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, he will have the faster factory, which will help out. He'll be able to get out a quicker Hellion.
If he ever gets the factory finished?
Yeah, SCVs are going to have to be pulled to save this at the bare minimum. Now, here comes in the first Reaper for KeeN. TaeJa's Reaper literally just popping as that happens. KeeN going to want to try and delay that, but that factory will finish up. So he can now start a Hellion, which don't take that long to build. So, I mean, TaeJa, maybe this actually did work out better for him.
Yeah, having a Hellion against Reapers is really quite fantastic.
Oh,
Reaper's getting cold.
Micro his Reaper back. Make sure that stays alive. SCV coming in for KeeN, trying to work away on it. TaeJa pursuing this right now. Got to keep his own Reaper alive. That Hellion popping out could actually get the job done, but he loses his own Reaper, being a little bit overzealous there.
And the Hellion shows up here, and the Reapers are going to be healed up by combat drugs, which is a really nice benefit that they get for free. Going to hop up here. The Marines are toast, man.
Yeah, TaeJa, I mean, a little bit of miscontrol there. His Hellion overstep, or sort of getting a little bit too ambitious with trying to be preemptive, but ultimately not working out. SCVs are pulled once again. I mean, Reapers, they do pretty good damage versus the Hellion. TaeJa has to pull back that injured Hellion, but he does actually clean up a lot of the Reapers there, and now he can repair those Hellions, of course.
Yeah, Hellion's doing some good work here, and I think it might be time for KeeN to go home. He's sending those Reapers on out. Liberator production for TaeJa. Ooh, the proxy starport, though, does have a Liberator.
This is actually going to be huge, because KeeN's starport is just finishing up, and he doesn't have a tech lab on his factory. And now he's got to build a tech lab in order to get this up. And the Liberator, I mean, this should give the Liberator time to deny mining.
Yep, looks like it's going to be a major problem here for KeeN in the anti-air department. He doesn't have an engineering bay. He doesn't have anything that can shoot up. He has no Marines. Either here, too, it's just Reaper harass.
So that's a slight thing in the balanced test mod. KeeN does scout this out, and now he's got a Cyclone and rapid fire or mag field launchers on the way. So he is going to be able to kill this quicker, but he will have to wait for the Cyclone to come out, so he's definitely going to lose at least a bit of mining time.
Yep, at least a bit, and at most a lot of mining time here. There is no natural base for those guys to go to.
Okay. I have a question. I know that this is a bit of a tangent right now. TaeJa's poking in and whatnot. Barracks being worked on here. If, say, in a TvT, if a Terran in TaeJa's position parked his Liberator on top of the starport, could it kill the Cyclone before it gets to
got
safety?
out of range.
Yeah, because it will take 2
Uh,
shots.
True. I don't think so. I don't
Yeah,
think
if
the
it's
shots
just
are
rallied out.
too long in between. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, probably, but that's like something people got to find out.
Gotta do some
Things like that with the patch, and which it's like because an old Cyclone, those had how much? They had a lot of health. They had like 180 health, didn't they? So they'd take 3 Liberator shots. Whereas these ones, not so much. TaeJa following us up with a Cloaked Banshee, but KeeN identifies this with his Reapers. Actually going to be able to pick off that Tech Lab, which is a pretty huge blow. The Hellions are going to come on in here and try and pick off these Reapers. TaeJa's, I mean, one of them's very injured, but may be able to save it. He'll probably have to drop a Mule if he wants this Cloak to finish, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make that happen. His Cyclone's going to come on in.
Now the Cyclone shows up.
I mean, is it going to finish? Okay, TaeJa does drop the Mule there. The tactical Mule dropping to save that Tech Lab. I wonder if TaeJa will just heal it up to full or send that home, but there's the Mule saving that. And that's quite a commitment for TaeJa. I mean, investing into that Cloak or investing into that Mule to save the Cloak, like that's like 270 minerals or something, dropping a Mule there.
Yeah, it's close to 300, that's for sure. So Cloak's just about done. There is a scan available for KeeN on his orbital command here, though.
Yes, now KeeN continuously making these Cyclones, whereas TaeJa back at home, he's just macroing up. I mean, economy-wise, they're pretty darn equal, but here comes in the Banshee for TaeJa. Gonna try and find something. There's only 1 Cyclone. TaeJa actually baiting out a scan. Fantastically done. Another scan goes out, so the Banshee's doomed, but scans are expensive, so that's a nice move for TaeJa. He's gonna have out yet another Banshee, and he's actually looking to push the front of KeeN. KeeN's gonna be pretty vulnerable. He gets a lock-on onto just one of the Marines there, but with this Banshee, it's gonna force the lock-on from one of those Cyclones, and I mean, now that scan, not going to allow this Banshee to die. So TaeJa locking out the natural of KeeN. He's rallying more units across the map. These 2 Cyclones in the Medivacs are maybe going to try and catch reinforcements, and they'll do just that. But
yep, Marine down,
tank.
A little bit of trouble there too, but tank on the ramp is so dangerous for KeeN, and now pushing up to get on that secondary level ramp here. Army supply 37 to 26 right now in favor of TaeJa. This is a scary, scary push from our Blue Terran player.
Yeah, KeeN just not sure what to do at this point. The proxy failed, and looking at this, TaeJa, I think he's going to be putting a point on the board. Gets the lock-on onto the Viking with his Cyclone.
And almost able to finish it off there. Not quite, though. Really wants to get a shot off. But tanks on the low ground are forcing the buildings to lift up and relocate for KeeN. KeeN is supply blocked.
Very much so, yeah.
Yep. And tanks going after the starport now. That's the new one. TaeJa not pushing up necessarily. KeeN does get the drop down in TaeJa's natural base, though.
These Cyclones, they don't kill SCVs that quick, do they?
No, they really don't. They're bad against small little things like Zerglings and SCVs and drones and stuff.
And they're also very weak, so I mean, all it takes is 1 or 2 shots from something like a tank, and they lose that HP rather quickly. TaeJa, though, back at home, he's got the much superior worker count. He's got the superior army, and he's still choking out KeeN. KeeN loses his barracks there. And that was actually his only barracks. So he's just in a very rough spot. And yeah, he knows it. GG. TaeJa puts one on the board. Not going down without a fight.
No, definitely not. Not going to be a sweep today. Not of TaeJa. So 2-1 favoring KeeN right about now in our best of 7 series. Thanks everybody for joining us thus far. It has been a pretty fantastic TvT with proxies, Cyclone play, tanks, cloaked banshees galore. It's going to be a fantastic final rest of the series here. Thanks for joining us. Those of you who are in Korea, I know it's morning time for you. And those of you who are in Europe, middle of the night. In the US, getting fairly late too. So thanks for joining us as we finish off our Afreeca World number 25. And let's hop into game number 4.
All right. Oh, that's Game Heart.
Indeed it is. So close. So close to getting there, though.
Okay. Getting everyone on into the game. It's going to be Blue Shift as the next map.
Yep, Blue Shift, fairly standard map here. Some decent tank spots there as well.
Yeah, close map. We could see some maybe Cyclone skirmishes or something.
That'd be fun. Also, it'd be really fun. Battle cruisers.
You're just banging that drum.
Someone's got to bang it. No one's actually making battle cruisers. Someone's got to talk about it.
All right, next game we'll put you in and you can build some battle cruisers.
You put me in against TaeJa.
You win the tournament if you manage to get one out before dying.
Yeah. I think I could probably do that. I can turtle up well enough to not die before a battle cruiser comes out.
All right.
Can't win, mind you, but...
Here we are, spawning up in the top right-hand side of the map. It's Liquid's TaeJa. And his opponent spawning down the bottom. Oh, sorry. I got carried away there. And his opponent spawning down the bottom left-hand side of the map. It is KeeN.
KeeN.
All right. That's autopilot kicking in there just for a solo cast, doing both the introductions, but...
Hey, I hear you. I do the same thing.
All right. Now, how do you think this game's going to go?
Well, I don't see any proxies this game, so I don't see it ending as soon as game at number 1 necessarily did, but I do expect KeeN to be able to just have, I don't know, a little bit better pressure, the timings to be a little bit more crisp than we saw perhaps in the last game there. He's not going to get a proxy shutdown, so that helps him a lot in towards the mid-game, and I think he's going to make a battle cruiser.
It would have to be a dang long game for it to be a battle cruiser. But
you think so?
I mean, Blue Shift, it's a mech TvT map, so it could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Just squeeze one out, man. That's all you gotta do.
Just casually build one. You're just PMing KeeN in the middle of the game. Hey, you should build a battle cruiser.
Is there a battle cruiser remote I can just spam?
I bet there should be. If there isn't, Blizzard needs to get on that.
Absolutely. No respect for the battle cruiser, man. All right. Well, both players, like, we have the expansion for KeeN coming down a little bit sooner than TaeJa's is, who is instead choosing to go for the factory route instead. If we seem a little bit punch drunk, it's because we've been casting since, like, Dark 30 this morning.
Yes, a lot of StarCraft 2 casting today. And it never ends. But no, I mean, if we didn't want to cast StarCraft 2 all day, we wouldn't. But there's just so much of it, and it has to be cast. And it's... Can't complain. If you're going to do something for so long, casting StarCraft is not a bad thing.
No, there are worse things in the world, for sure.
All right. KeeN getting up that command center. And then, I mean, TaeJa going for the starport, so the standard sort of Terran who went double gas has all his tech and everything a little bit sooner, but that does put the pressure on you a little bit to get something done. Oh.
That is a Cyclone. As we mentioned previously, you can't reactor out Cyclones anymore, so one at a time. Thank you very much, Tech Lab.
A Widowmine out for TaeJa is dang interesting. Wait, does a Widowmine one-shot a Cyclone in the new patch? 120? How much damage does a Widowmine do? They one-shot Stalkers, which have 160 health.
So at least 160?
But I think they have a plus shield or something, so...
Oh, true.
I don't know. These are questions that need to be answered here.
All right, I'm going to look it up.
Okay, thank you. This is important to know. Hellion does get caught by this Cyclone.
Boosh!
Gets into the death grip there. TaeJa now with his own CC on the way. Going for a Banshee here. Also got his Widowmine out on the map.
Missiles deal 125 with a 35 bonus versus damage.
Okay.
Versus shields.
All right, so this is TaeJa planning for something like a Cyclone moving across the map.
And we don't see one yet. This guy's playing defense. But yeah, definitely does get one shot by a Widowmine. That is fairly smart move time there.
Yeah, it's just interesting to find out how the new dynamic... Oh, TaeJa, he unburrowed the mine. Did he not want to kill the Reaper with that?
Sure seems like he didn't. He didn't want to waste it.
I mean, there's nothing else coming across the map, so that was like a bit much for TaeJa to lift that up. I mean, I guess he was worried about a counter push, but he's the guy who's gone double gas, whereas KeeN is not. Of course, TaeJa doesn't know that, or he saw the CC, so yeah, he does. So TaeJa, I mean, that was a bit of an odd mind burrow. Who knows if it would have even hit the Reaper anyway.
Right.
But here comes in that Banshee.
That's enough Marines to handle it, though. There's the scan. Lock-on ability. Boy, Banshee, you toast!
There goes that. I mean, forcing out the scan is kind of the bare minimum, but now KeeN has the Raven. has out the Cyclones. This Banshee for TaeJa is going to be in... This other Banshee could be in trouble too, although KeeN's moving out on the map. TaeJa's other Banshee will get spotted, so KeeN's going to want to bring those units back home. TaeJa, although he's pursuing, and actually the hesitation is going to cost him his Banshee. And yeah, I think that's going to go down, so that's a very nice pickoff for KeeN. TaeJa's Reaper's coming on in, however, KeeN, units in position, actually going to catch everything, shutting down TaeJa on every front.
Oh man, TaeJa trying to be so aggressive, but KeeN is just ready everywhere with those Cyclones, especially Raven support making it happen. Army supply 34-20 for KeeN right now. Major advantage for this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely. He's ahead in workers, and that's just based off that he went for the command center and didn't take any major damage or anything like that. These Cyclones going to be able to pick off this wood of mine there. And now TaeJa, he's got to hold on somehow, but it's possible that KeeN just disables this Raven here as he scans forward. Another tank is coming on in, and when I say disable the Raven, I mean disable the tank. Auto turrets can go down on both fronts right now. KeeN trying to get in with his tanks and get them set up. TaeJa pulling SCVs, but he knows it's over. KeeN with the 3-1 lead.
Yeah, fantastic interference matrix there on the tanks. Nicely done. Cyclones picking off Marines quite nicely there too from distance, and just overwhelming force there for KeeN. Shuts down everything that TaeJa throws at him, and then the counterattack is nigh unstoppable. Great job by KeeN.
Yeah, just a solid opening from TaeJa, not getting anything done. Next map will be Acid Plant, and possibly the last one. TaeJa, he's got to win 3 maps in a row now if he's going to take the Afreeca World crown. Whereas KeeN looking to reclaim his briefly held crown before.
Yeah, I mean, you want that crown back. Once you've had a taste of championship, you want to bring it back again.
Yeah, and the thing is, with these Afreeca Worlds for the Korean players, I say it every time, like, it's still pretty early in Korea. Winning, like, winning a good chunk of change and then securing yourself an invite to the next tournament is a pretty awesome thing to do. Really just so early in the day. Then you can go about doing whatever else you're going to do. Like play more StarCraft.
Probably play another 8 hours of StarCraft.
Something like that, yeah.
16-hour days. Sounds about right. Booyah, going to be Acid Plant, the most standard of all maps. Could lead to a very standard TvT, but who the heck knows what a standard TvT is anymore?
There isn't a standard, it's just...
No.
TvT just is.
It's a clown fiesta.
A clown fiesta, that's one way to sum it up. Spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, playing for Team Liquid. It's TaeJa.
And far, far away here on Acid Plant, it's the blue Terran player. It's going to be KeeN.
Yeah, just got to get one more on the board, and then he'll have it. Okay, so same sort of builds coming out of both these guys.
Yeah, nothing too crazy here. No proxies, which means the audience has lost. We only care about TvT when there's...
When it is a clown fiesta.
Correct. When you're just not quite sure what's going on or who's winning at certain points.
Well, that's every TvT for me, but...
there was a stage where it was very clear that KeeN was going to win that last one.
There was, yeah. I mean, just the opening was so good for him now. These guys opening up identically, which could definitely go better for TaeJa. I mean, TvT, it's just... There's so much variety in this matchup, and on the balanced test mod, there's going to be even more variety.
Yeah, as players kind of experiment with what they're trying to do here, as we saw with that Widowmine play for Cyclone Pressure that never actually came, but it's a pretty smart move regardless. All right, little SCV, you're checking for proxies. You don't see anything, you are satisfied, and you are correct to be satisfied. It's time to go home and get some more stuff done. Reaper's on the way for both of these players. Orbital commands coming in, and there's going to be expansions at the exact same time here too. Mirror matchups all the way across the sky.
Definitely indeed. Now, both of them getting up their factory. Then they'll start their supply depot, their second gas. So, very standard stuff. TaeJa not going for a second Reaper. And neither is KeeN. He's actually opting for a reactor. Whereas TaeJa getting up the tech lab.
Okay, that's a major difference then.
Marauders have 6 range, right?
I want to say they have 6, but guess what I'm
I
going to do? I'm
don't
going to
know
look
all
it
the
up.
details for this sort of thing, but I'm just thinking, like, how about Concussive Shell Marauder versus the new Cyclone or something like that? Who knows?
That is a fantastic question. Their range is 6. You are
And the
correct.
new Cyclone, I believe, has 7. So they can, in theory, just wreck those Marauders. So Concussive Shell Marauder not going to be an answer to something like these new Cyclones.
Well, I don't know. They still hit harder
Yeah, if they sit
versus
on
the
top of the
Cyclone.
ramp, I'm just curious about like what can kill off a new Cyclone because they are significantly weaker.
That mule just expired for KeeN. What were you doing, buddy? Where were you trying to go?
I believe he was just pulling it off so he wouldn't waste any resources there.
That's fair. Seemed like he was far away for that, though. Anyway. Anyway, that Reaper getting out of town. There's Hellion Cops on his tail. Starport about complete here for TaeJa.
Okay, Cyclone for TaeJa actually going to catch on to that Hellion. Hellion does not escape, actually. And, oh, the Reaper. Oh, is it going to die on that cliff? Yes, it doesn't actually escape. Speedy new Cyclone.
Yeah, the Mexican standoff happens with the Cyclone being the victor, but Tank on the high ground, pretty against Cyclone coming inside the front door.
Yeah,
Cyclone doesn't
TaeJa
even
just
want to
shirking
try.
around. I guess this is the Emojin Cyclone skin. That's a cool
Yeah.
one. That's like a full-on mecha.
It is. Looks like cheese graters with, with lightning blue accents.
Third CC on the way for TaeJa. That's definitely notable, going for something like that. Pretty darn greedy, but on Acid Plant, not the worst map to try and get away with something like that. Looks like KeeN will be starting his own, so TaeJa having the slightly quicker third CC, going to work out well for him. And then there's the scans. One player scans, so does the other. They're like, hey, if you're knowing what's going on, so am I. And now they both pretty much have perfect information.
Oh yeah, I have this scan available. I guess I might as well. I bet what it is, well, I don't want to waste a mule on a scan, but if the other guy does, then I suppose I'll stay even with him. That's okay.
I guess that's a very good point, yeah.
Probably how they see it.
Now, two Ravens actually coming out for each player, just really, really producing these in TvT.
I enjoy them. They have a lot of utility in TvT, especially anti-armor missiles. Fantastic. Even with the removal of the damage that it does, auto turrets are amazing.
They are.
And interference matrix is so good at, just like we saw in that last game, just disabling a couple of the tanks, and then suddenly your push is about 10 times stronger.
TaeJa got his stim pack on the way, and he's already floating over his third CC. Just since he scanned KeeN's third CC, he's very comfortable just to take his pretty much right away.
Yep. And safe to do so. That said, KeeN's pushing out, man.
Oh.
He's got a pretty good army heading out here. He's got Marines. He's got a tank. Fairly standard composition here. A couple tanks, couple Ravens, couple SCVs here to repair as necessary. And KeeN says it is go time.
Cyclone. Oh, he does pull back. Very well done.
Nice. Doesn't lose the Marine there. But this is going to be a game that's played all across the map.
Tank.
And once
Lock-on
again,
does
dodge.
keep getting broken, though, and that can be repaired. But, I mean, KeeN moving out with tanks and Marines just sort of just like, I mean, these guys are going to have very similar amounts of stuff. KeeN does have more tanks since he did delay his CC a little bit, but breaking someone like TaeJa at this point, I mean, it's doable, but it's going to be tough. Assuming TaeJa sees this army as incoming, and the Cyclone looks like it will? I don't know.
It is a good question to ask for sure.
Now here comes KeeN. Heading on in, gonna try and split this location. TaeJa gonna get his tank set up time, and he's got 3 tanks, he's got 2 Ravens, and he's got more Vikings since he has the defender's advantage. And I mean, these guys, they're really gonna be at a standoff here.
Yeah, tank versus tank staring each other from across the void.
TaeJa may throw down some auto turrets or something. No, just looking for some air units of KeeN. TaeJa's actually unsieging. Is he going to go for it? Oh, he's got to be careful. He loses. Oh, the anti-armor missile actually.
Bam! Catches everybody in the sky and a lot of units on the tanks, notably there.
KeeN keeping the pressure on despite these guys being even. TaeJa has a handful of Marines hanging around here. I'm not sure what they're waiting for. Maybe for stim pack, or there was a tank there, so maybe they already had a skirmish and we missed that. But, I mean, TaeJa, he's got a good Viking count. Both these guys being continuous with their production. And as a result, there is 6 Vikings on each front. Very similar Marine counts. Tank count a little bit ahead for KeeN. But other than that, this is a very mirror game.
Yeah, nobody really wants to take any chances here. Marine versus Marine. TaeJa wins that pretty much just by luck, I assume. Who got the first shot off? Trying to sneak around the right side, but again, sensor towers allowing TaeJa to know exactly where KeeN is at all times, which just makes it so hard to get a sneak attack in on there against tanks that aren't already sieged up. Free damage is free damage, as TaeJa ends up losing a Marine there too. KeeN just holding map control a little bit here. KeeN might even want to consider going for a 4th base if TaeJa is being this turtley about this.
Yeah, and TaeJa, he's actually floating a lot of money, so maybe wanting to start his own. I imagine he's waiting for his armory to finish up so he can start his 2-2. But yeah, there he goes. Now that's done. That money quickly dissipating. But as you said, a 4th CC could be on the cards, and TaeJa actually opting for his first. But usually that means KeeN's will be following it up.
Let's see, production tab. Tell us something interesting. Upgrades and Marines and medevacs and vehicle weapon attack upgrades and another factory for TaeJa. So yeah, nobody's going battle cruiser, which I'm very sad about. We're only 8 minutes in, but it's basically late game at this stage, isn't it?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I'm sure some people have made battle cruisers by the 9-minute mark. TaeJa has the slightly quicker CC, slightly quicker 2-2. Oh, and KeeN, the traitor Marine, actually delayed his CC. Who knows how long that's going to be delayed for? Oh my god.
How do you do that?
The Marine, just the pathing. Eventually this SCV gives up. This is a Terran problem. That's a first world Terran problem. And so KeeN, his CC is not building. Oh, that's actually a pretty huge mistake there, but that's not the sort of thing you expect as a Terran player. Just that Marine, it must have been queued or something and blocked the way.
He thought he was, and he wasn't. Come on, KeeN,
there we go. KeeN rebuilds that CC, but he's just got to be shaking his head. Oh, come on, SCV. Because eventually, every now and then as a Terran, you do look around and you're like, why did that thing not build? I definitely started that thing. But
and usually it's just because one of your own units got in the way.
Yeah, the traitorous unit.
Yeah.
So, TaeJa, I mean, he could get caught here by KeeN. This is actually going to be a huge, but he sieges just in time. Actually going to catch KeeN's tank. Nicely done. And TaeJa's maxed out right now. He's on 81 SCVs. He's got a slightly bigger army at this time, and he's going to have faster 2-2. Going into Corvid Reactor. Actually, anti-armor missiles going down very quickly for KeeN. TaeJa taking the brunt of that, but it seems he's going to be winning this engagement regardless, disabling all the tanks there, and as a result, he's going to butcher those of KeeN's while his stay alive, and he wins the air fight on top of that. Just
interference matrix, so good.
Yeah, oh my god, now 2-2 gonna be done for TaeJa. There's too many Marines for KeeN, but there's also no tanks just yet. So TaeJa gonna be able to inch forward for now, gonna at least be able to get that sensor tower from the looks of it. And he's also coming on in here. He doesn't have any more Raven energy, but he will win the air fight. His own tanks getting set up. Maybe gonna be able to pick off those of KeeN's, and it looks like he will. So TaeJa, he can continuously inch forward right now, looking for medivacs on top of this. And yeah, KeeN knows it, GG. Just TaeJa with the quicker sort of macro up, and he wins the game.
Woo! That's 2 games in a row. TaeJa has refused to die. And
yeah,
so
definitely.
far, so good from him.
So all he needs is one more, and it's tied up. And map number 6 is going to be Fracture.
The snowy map. I like the snowy map.
Yeah, we don't see that much of Fracture. I mean, it's a mirror matchup, so it's not that big of a deal what the map is, but usually there's one party that in non-mirror matchups that doesn't like Fracture. I like Fracture to play. Looks like we had Happy giving the 1-star balloon, locking himself into being a VIP.
Nice. Congratulations on that.
Oh, and we also got a sticker.
A Halloween sticker.
Yeah, look at that. I'm honestly not 100% sure about stickers, but thank you very much.
Supporter number 1.
Yes.
For whoever that is.
All right, yeah, thanks. I hope you guys are enjoying the content.
Yeah, I mean, this is as high-level StarCraft as I ever get to cast, that's for sure. So very excited to have this as part of my experience. We are balanced test mod. Thank goodness for that.
Alrighty, it's a TvT. We'll make sure both these guys are ready, and then we'll get on into it. I mean, TaeJa, just managing to take some of those games, and he just macroed up cleanly and had the window there and just got KeeN. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, he crushed that attack of KeeN, and then the counterattack was pretty much foreordained to get a lot of stuff done. And in fact, it did. So if you can win the tank battle there with Interference Matrix or otherwise, and clear out your opponent's tanks, you're going to have a great time. And then the tanks that rolled in there for KeeN at the third base to defend it died fairly quickly. Some really nice target firing just with a couple Marines and tanks there on TaeJa's side of the map. And just that little attention to detail really helped him get that victory.
All right. And now this guy spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map. He took the last game. Can he tie it up? It's Liquid TaeJa.
And spawning in the top left, it is the blue Terran player this time around. It's
Your mic does seem to keep cutting in and out every now and then. Like, we missed the KeeN there. But,
maybe it's a Discord thing?
you never know.
I don't either.
Audio's a pain. But,
it is.
Build-wise this time, no proxies or anything, which is always good to see. Fracture is such a small map, you don't even really need to proxy. You can just walk 30 seconds and be at your opponent's space.
Yep, which is kind of a big deal. Yeah, just a beautiful snowy day. Always the same weather here on Fracture. It's always snowing, but not too hard.
No wonder the Terrans are killing each other. They're grumpy from all the cold.
I mean, it could be blizzarding. It could actually reduce visibility, which would be an interesting map feature.
Oh, man.
If visibility was just dropped like just 10% or something and see how people would handle that.
Ling run-bys. How would you raise your depots in time? But then that's the same case with anything like proxies. You'd never find proxies scouting out on the map.
It'd be so hard to find proxies. 10% though. It doesn't shut it down. It just makes it harder. I don't know. I'm going to send, I'll tweet at Blizzard and be like, hey guys, do this.
That's what they should do for April Fools. Just say Blizzard making things a blizzard. And then there you go.
All maps will have a blizzard, a late season blizzard, reducing map vision by 20%. Yes.
Activate added extra branding of Blizzard.
Because there really is nothing in StarCraft that is Blizzard. A lot of their other games have a spell named Blizzard that does blizzardy things, but not StarCraft. So they should get on that. That's all I'm saying.
I guess there's maybe been like a co-op mission that's had Blizzard options or whatever, in which like the cold things would come through. I don't play too much co-op, but I have played a bit.
Yeah, that's taken from the campaign where you would have these kind of deep freezes, but I don't think they called it Blizzard. I could be wrong.
I don't know. The StarCraft campaign's really good.
It is. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't played the
thoroughly.
StarCraft campaign, everybody, you totally.
Okay, build-wise this game, by the way, we should mention that. I mean, things started off pretty similar, but the way it's worked out is that TaeJa, he does have the later command center. He's also going for the Widowmine once again, which is interesting. And now both players just getting up a starport. TaeJa's is slightly quicker, his CC's slightly later, but still very standard. And now he's coming on in. He's got the Hellion out, whereas KeeN does not. Is TaeJa just going to get on in here? No, he's not. KeeN's jumping down. Got to be very careful with that, as TaeJa's
nicely
now going to
done.
test the waters.
Getting that wall up was so huge. Getting too close to the ramp, though, and there's the Hellion.
All right, yeah. TaeJa may be able to get a Reaper, but he does have to get on out. Ooh, bit of miss micro there. Loses his own Reaper. Getting too overzealous there.
Nice, nicely done.
Oh, man, TaeJa, you can't keep committing. The math doesn't work. A bit of miss micro there on TaeJa's front. Gonna try and retreat. I mean, there's a chance KeeN will run into this Widowmine that's placed here.
Does manage to get out of there, which is a good job by him. Hellion makes it home. Might get repaired, might not get repaired.
Depends how much TaeJa loves it.
Yep.
Is he a generous god or not?
Nope, he's worried about drops instead. Wait, hold on.
Go.
Oh, he is getting repaired. How nice.
And now he's actually going to be going for a mine drop with 2 Marines. And the mine is very intentional to be brought along with the 2 Marines because Widowmines do not they one-shot the first Heron SCV, but the splash does not kill anymore. So
correct.
These 2 Marines, they're going to be the guys, they're going to be the finishers here. Now,
taken down to
Reapers for KeeN are going to dive into TaeJa's main base. He doesn't have anything in position just yet. He's bringing in his Hellion and his Reaper in order to deal with this. He's probably going to lose at least 1 or 2 SCVs. Looks like he's going to lose 2 so far. But here comes in the drop for TaeJa, but KeeN reacting very quickly. This Widowmine is going to be baited out right now. Going to connect. TaeJa not actually save, or actually he does. Man, I thought that thing was done.
just barely manages to save it by the skin of his teeth there. Fantastic control by TaeJa, getting that Widow Mine home so he can repair that one as well because he loves his Widow Mines.
And here comes
However,
a Liberator, which is
showing
actually
up
going to be
first.
huge for KeeN. TaeJa just going to have to split his SCVs, but what does he have anti-air-wise? These SCVs, they take so long in order to get back. He's got a Raven out, so that can always throw down an auto turret, but those Marines actually going to run on in there. Actually disables the lock-on, but can these Marines, these Marines, they're not going to kill it. They got to get out of the zone. TaeJa, oh, it's going to be close. Can these Marines do it? No! Oh my god, this is huge for KeeN. This is a disaster for TaeJa.
Should have thrown down the auto turret. I think it might have been a better chance. That said, in the range of the defender mode circle.
TaeJa just not mining, and meanwhile at his natural base, the Hellion diving on in there. He's down on workers by a significant amount. He throws up the auto turret, finally gets back to mining, but that was a pretty significant blow. He's got his third CC on the way, which is good for him. But KeeN, he's up on army supply, and maybe looking to put on the pressure at some point.
Yeah, losing those Marines was also a big deal. That you have is really important.
Yeah, it was. Those units dying just... He killed like 4 Marines or something. Raven used energy, SCVs, denied mining time. TaeJa's counterattack didn't get too much, and now here comes in this Raven. It's going to be able to throw down at least one auto turret, and auto turrets massacre workers.
Yeah, you got to pull those workers immediately, or you're going to have hand. So here we go.
Right,
reaction time by TaeJa.
Is TaeJa going to react? There's one SCV dead. Those gas SCVs always have a tough time as they pop out a little bit too late, but TaeJa does take care of them.
So good reaction time there by TaeJa, but again, just energy. Losing a couple bits of energy on a Raven's not a big deal, but the Raven at the bottom side getting interfered with and then Vikinged down.
That's actually a very nice pick off for TaeJa.
Fantastically well played.
All right, TaeJa's additional barracks are delayed, so what that means basically he's going to definitely be down on Marines going on into this game, but he has the third CC, whereas KeeN does not. So TaeJa's just got to play it very safe, and if he can hold on to this third CC without taking damage, he'll be in a very good spot. But then without taking damage versus someone who's double your army supply. I mean, tanks are very good at defending in TvT, but KeeN's going to try and work around that.
Yeah, always got to find those angles, think outside the box, figure different ways to do things there. Third base of KeeN is under attack by something over there. It's dead now.
Looks like it was just a Marine.
Yeah, based on that blood splatter, I think you're right. We're
now,
forensic scientists. We know.
It's like, well, this appears to be the outline of a Marine who was incinerated, but...
the amount of blood on the ground is not consistent with that of a Reaper.
Pretty much, but all right, now... TaeJa, he's got to defend. He's got a good tank line at his third base, but the problem is KeeN, he's got full medivacs that he can, or got medivacs so he can fly around with those. TaeJa's Marines out on the map. We're trying to scout this. He's got up the sensor tower. And I mean, the longer time goes on for TaeJa, the better this is going to be because he's got up that faster third CC. So he will catch up in supply slowly. But I mean, KeeN definitely has a scary window right now, and he may just be looking to hit towards this natural base, and TaeJa's got to be ready for that. He's got one tank set up, but he's got to move the rest of them.
Yeah, pretty well positioned here by TaeJa. KeeN not quite willing to push on in here yet. Viking count currently
there's the medivacs loading on up. TaeJa's Ravens are not in position. They need to be able to disable these medivacs if they commit.
They're getting there, though.
Yeah, good scout by TaeJa. Just staying on top of this army. You got to be so proactive. Now, here comes in a drop for KeeN. TaeJa's Marine, I believe he would have just glimpsed that, which is oh so important for him.
If he was paying attention to it, which I'm not sure that he was.
I'm not sure. I mean, what does he have in the main base? He's got a good number of Marines in the main base, so he should be fine in that regard. KeeN's now really trying to split TaeJa up. He's going to unload into the natural. There's actually nothing here for TaeJa. However, there's only 3 tanks with a handful of Marines buffering. The Ravens can come on in and disable these tanks and throw up some auto turrets. I mean, a few SCVs have died, but TaeJa's still relatively equal to KeeN. Auto turret's going to help clean this up. Now, KeeN wants to hit the third base or the main base. He's going to go into the main base, and TaeJa has brought a lot of his reinforcements out. He sees this is coming. He's trying to get here in time. His Ravens are going to be here, but they're mainly out of energy right now, and suddenly TaeJa has to clean this army up. He might have to pull SCVs with this. Disables the tank there. Is he going to have enough? His own tanks getting set up. A few SCVs are being pulled. The Vikings working away on these medivacs.
Tank comes out of being disabled there. Gets a couple extra shots on. Nicely done. And the tank is still alive, still doing stuff inside the main base. Going to go ahead and drop a tank right on top of the other tank. Not in siege mode. and finally finishes that sucker off.
Oh, TaeJa does hold on, but he did lose his Viking count there. And as a result, KeeN's going to have the air control. And while TaeJa has the better upgrades for now, I mean, he's down on supply. He is down on workers, and so this is going to be very rough for him.
Yeah, he's down on army supply here too, which is really a bad place to be. We do have, again, the Viking guy here for KeeN looking pretty good. Dancing back a little bit here is KeeN again, showing the patience that he's displayed so far in this series. Unloading on the outside, not bothering to repair that cyclone. No SCVs have made the journey up here. And just trying to set up a bit of a contain on TaeJa. +2/+2 on the way now for TaeJa. Man, upgrades matter a lot. And they're about to favor our Red Terran player quite a bit in just a couple minutes here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, TaeJa with his 2-2 on the way sooner is going to do work wonders for him. And KeeN hasn't managed to kill him, but KeeN is on the better economy here. And he's going to have... but army supply, TaeJa's catching up. So, I mean, it's not a disastrous position for TaeJa. It's not like he's out of this or anything. He's just a little bit uncomfortable here with the way that KeeN's positioned out on the map.
Yeah, map control still belongs to the Blue Terran player here. Trying to set up for a fourth base, potentially. It looks like he's stepping back for a Marine. He's done his whole single Marine, which seems like just a bit of a waste, especially on energy required to heal his Marines up from that stim. Yeah, both players being very cautious here. TaeJa knows he's one game away from elimination. He wants to make sure he doesn't lose because of something stupid. He wants to be patient and deliberate, as he's been thus far in Afreeca World 25.
Yeah, I mean, once he has up his 2-2, he may be able to have a window and move out, and supplies have equaled up a fair bit. TaeJa's still down a few SCVs, but he's got his fourth on the way, so this game definitely has sort of stabilized for TaeJa. The deficit that he had is nowhere near as extreme, and that's partially because KeeN played it very passive. And I mean, maybe a minute or two ago, KeeN could have taken things further and tried to push in, but he did opt for the more passive route. He's getting his own CC on the fourth base location, and he's just going to rely on his control later on to come out ahead in this game.
TaeJa finally deciding to push out for the first time in a while here with a fairly big army, and he's going to go ahead and clear that sensor tower range of KeeN's sensor tower just a little bit, and then pull back, forcing KeeN to respond to it here. So pretty good.
TaeJa
nice little
does have a Marine advantage right now, so if he takes a small skirmish, this would be huge, and he definitely knows it. That's why he's taking this fight, so it should be going his way, and he is going to take this trade. His medivac's healing very well, going to push KeeN back. Nothing too significant as far as that fight goes, but just so much red on the ground. It's like someone stabbed a spray paint can, but
kind of Jackson Pollock a little bit there. But yeah, the upgrade advantage definitely favoring TaeJa, so why not take that engagement? Absolutely agreed. Marines checking to make sure there's no fifth base coming up towards the southern section of KeeN's base. Very smart to do that one. And +2 vehicle weapons now getting started here for TaeJa too.
Yeah, so I mean, he wants his upgrades, and with his faster 3-3, I mean, this game, it's definitely stabilized, and this could be the one that goes to battle cruisers.
Yay!
Yeah,
don't get my hopes up.
You never know, I mean, but there's a chance in all seriousness that these guys will hit that 200. They're both heading towards it, and then it really does become the focus on the better air control, on the better engagements, and they do have sort of expendable income to invest in other sort of things, so... I mean, it's a possibility, right? You've been going on about it, but... I mean,
yeah, it's a possibility. And they have that tactical jump ability. They can jump into your opponent's mineral line and get stuff done. I don't know. It's not like they're just slow hulking behemoths that can't do anything. They have no agility whatsoever. I don't know. I'd like to see them show up. We'll see. We'll see if they do or not.
But these guys playing a very standard TvT for now. And I mean, this is how a TvT most likely will stay. It's not like there's any extreme changes. Now, KeeN's moving out on the map. TaeJa's getting all of his tanks set up, though. Gonna say get on out of here.
All right, Vikings coming on in for KeeN, but just outnumbered by TaeJa's
look at the
Vikings.
supply. TaeJa's actually up on supply by a great margin right now. He's just macroed up like he did in the other game, and he's coming on in. He's going to be getting his tank set up. And I mean, remember that last game in which he just came on in? He just macroed up and just came in with a huge army and killed KeeN. This game's looking pretty similar to that right now. He's got himself a fantastic position. KeeN's tanks were incredibly off location, and now his fourth base is going to die, and TaeJa's just moving on in. He eats a lot of tank shots, though, but he falls the fourth base of KeeN.
Planetary Fortress gone thanks to the tank fire. SC Massacre as they try to get out of there. TaeJa takes a huge worker lead at 65 to 48. Continuing to push on here is TaeJa, not losing units unnecessarily, taking some splash damage from the tanks on his Marines, but overall is up 128 to 105 in army supply and about 40 up in total supply here. TaeJa is looking to force an ace match.
Yeah, I mean, we thought TaeJa was in trouble versus someone like KeeN, but tying this series up shows that he really has the stuff, and it's almost like magic how he just has more stuff and just, like, it's suddenly like, oh, TaeJa's up 20 supply. And now, we'll see, though, because KeeN's looking to come on in and get a good drop off. He's got Vikings, but they're not completely in position, and KeeN's army is off location. TaeJa's looking around for this, I think, but for now he is just holding his location. And KeeN, this is a big drop he's going to be going for. There's a missile turret there, but is TaeJa going to be ready for this? His main base is going to be pretty darn exposed right now. KeeN could be forcing a bit of a base trade. TaeJa's going to bring his army back. He's going to be getting a tank set up in his main base, but he's going to lose a lot of production. Vikings pick off one of the medivacs, actually going to get a second there. Oh my god.
And a third one, and the missile turret trying to finish off another one there. The drop is as big as KeeN wanted it to be.
So much supply there, and TaeJa actually may just be planning a counterattack. It's so risky because a lot of KeeN's supply is in tanks, but TaeJa's going to try and break this. This is a ballsy play right now. He's getting his own tank set up, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to break this. However, it's important that he does clean up this drop. He's losing some depots, but nothing too critical, and he still retains a massive supply lead.
Yeah, losing some starports is kind of a big deal. As you said, control of the air really starts to matter the longer this game goes on.
Yeah.
Both starports do end up falling here, and a couple are going to come in and deal with this, but they're just getting crushed by that tank splash.
Now here comes in TaeJa with all of his Marines. Well, look at that. He's going to pick off the tanks there. Vikings also going to pick off the medivacs. Looks like these Marines will actually win for KeeN, so keeping this drop going. But here comes in TaeJa. He's really choking out the natural of his opponent now.
Yep, setting up in this position is so hard to dislodge it. Trying to set tanks on the high ground again to deal with this, but it's 148 to 79 supply.
Yeah, KeeN taps out TaeJa, picking off the fourth base. KeeN's drop not getting what he wanted done there, and then TaeJa just sealing things out. We're going to an eights match, guys.
Oh
man.
Did not expect that based on the first two games there. What just great play by TaeJa.
I mean, yeah, I got to admit, it's been a long casting day since like 8 to 9 at this point. But when it comes down to like an ace match between TaeJa and KeeN on game number 7 after such an awesome TvT, I am down for that.
Absolutely. There's no other place we would rather be.
All right, the map's going to be the big one. It's going to be Parasite.
Whew. Chat's going wild now, I think.
I don't understand what they're saying, but they're going wild. This is an absolutely insane series.
No kidding. We're going 7 in a TvT. All right, man. I put my money on KeeN when this series started. It is not looking that good based on the...
Yeah, just TaeJa looking so good. Making sure that everyone's ready, and then we'll get on into it. And I mean, like, yeah, KeeN had a 3-1 lead. And then TaeJa, he's been bringing it back. He's won 2 in a row. Can he get the third? And, like, from some of those games, it was looking like KeeN was just outclassing TaeJa.
Yeah, it did. There were a couple times there TaeJa looked entirely outmatched, but... No, definitely not. You take somebody 7, you are not outmatched in any sense.
No, yeah, I mean, TaeJa just, his macro is looking so good versus that of KeeN. He was in trouble in that game, it's important to remember. Yeah,
he totally was. He was down. And then somehow, as you said, kind of magically just had more stuff than KeeN at some point, and we're not entirely sure how he did it.
It's the TaeJa magic.
Having more stuff. At times, you need more stuff. That's the TaeJa way.
All right, but this guy, he's brought it back. It's 3-3. It's Liquid TaeJa.
And bottom right, reeling a little bit, is KeeN.
Yeah, man. Now, we'll see. I mean, it's a big map on Parasite. The proxies not happening this time around, which is a lot of respect between these two guys. And, I mean, this is serious now. I mean, one game away from just winning, and when it comes down to one match, you generally want to be the one who wins it. I mean, losing this one match is a pretty big. It would be unfortunate for either of these guys.
That is some intense insight. I'm actually fairly impressed by that. I need to think on that for a while. A little bit too much for this late at night, I think.
It is a bit. It is a bit, yeah. But I mean, TaeJa, if he comes back and wins this, it's like, wow. Not only did he 3-0 true, but then he had an incredibly close series with KeeN, but then won it. I mean, taking maps off top players like KeeN, it's impressive when it comes to sort of reestablishing yourself, but then beating them in a best of 7, that's very impressive.
100% for sure. Well played by TaeJa. If he can take it home, I mean, we're not there yet. KeeN's an excellent player for sure.
Indeed. Okay, now build-wise, TaeJa has gone for the double gas, whereas KeeN just opting for the Expo. And I mean, on a map as big as Parasite, the Expo is generally what you'd expect, but it's TvT. You can never rule out the double gas sort of builds that TaeJa is going for.
Whew. So yeah, very standard stuff. No real complaints from anybody at this stage of the game. No proxies. Nobody wants to lose it because their proxy got defended very well. I mean, that's just not a good feeling at all.
KeeN not going for a second Reaper, whereas TaeJa is, and that can give you a lot of pushing power as the Terran when your opponent is just going for the one Reaper. It's a little bit greedy in TvT to do it, but TaeJa, he is sort of moving out with his second Reaper here, just scouting out at first, but then if he moves across the map, I mean, he can maybe bully KeeN a little bit with his faster tech, but then he does get up his CC, so just delaying it a little bit, sort of similar to the last game.
Yep, no big deal. Not going to have much impact here in the early game or to the mid game either.
Oh, the Reaper. If it gets this SCV, this is actually massive for TaeJa. And he gets it. Oh my gosh.
What a play.
KeeN immediately sends this SCV to rebuild it. But still, that is huge for TaeJa, just picking off one SCV.
Yep, in mirror matchups.
That's why KeeN makes his Reaper, but I mean, now TaeJa, he comes on in, he picks off yet another SCV. He doesn't get on in. Good raise on the depot for KeeN, and now there's going to be that Cyclone out, so TaeJa's going to be careful.
Yeah, good aggression thus far from the blue Terran player. Cyclone is out, and now it's time to go home. Yep, Reaper down for sure, and then everybody else gets the heck on out of there.
Yeah, they say, whoa, don't want to deal with that, but, I mean, look at that Cyclone, taking so much damage just from 2 Reapers and a Hellion. Gonna have to get repaired by KeeN, and he does that.
Just goes to show the differences there. So Factory gonna fly on over, not attaching stage of the game. We do have a quick medevac here from TaeJa.
Yes, we do indeed. Looks like he's going to be going for that Hellion. Actually, a Hellion and 2 Marines. Such an early drop for him.
Yeah, just the one medevac pushing out here. Sub 4 minutes, that thing starts moving out. Is KeeN prepared for this at all? And we've take a look.
Also, look at this mine for TaeJa.
He's like, it's better here. Yeah,
yes,
I'll head in the smoke.
No. It's like, the couch is better 2 inches to the left.
Pretty much.
Oh, man. Ooh.
Wrong way. You took the wrong path.
TaeJa, what are you doing? Get it together, man. But,
why would you go? Why would you do that? All right, so drop
anyway,
coming on in.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
KeeN's
nothing
gone for a 3rd
this.
CC, so this drop is going to deny mining, to say the least. And now, here comes on in KeeN, though, and I mean, it's a handful of Marines versus 2 of these new Cyclones. And oh man, TaeJa's actually going to be forced off those Cyclones. I mean, their shots deal a lot of damage.
SCV's getting picked off very, very
TaeJa's
quickly.
dropped, though, actually going to delay the 3rd CC of KeeN, it looks like.
Yep, killing that
Nicely
SCV, building that command center, no problem, and then picking up and boosting out, trying to deal with the stuff at home.
And he gets his tank up, so he resecures his natural. And he did start his 3rd CC behind this.
Yeah, just about done there too. So both players pretty even economically. Army supply not that different either at this stage of the game, and everybody going home. Although Cyclone,
is he gonna bait him into the mine? What a genius!
Bam!
Good split by KeeN.
Cyclone, one shot.
Oh my God, TaeJa the micro does actually win that there. Fantastic trade by TaeJa.
Yep, definitely worth it on that stage of the game.
Reaper comes on in for KeeN though, gonna be able to pick some of this off, or harass some of these SCVs anyway. Tank's probably going to have something to say about that.
Poor Reaper. That's a rough way to go. It's fast, at least. At least it's fast. 1 second, you're flying around on a jetpack. Next second, you're dead.
Yeah. Not pleasant.
No. Probably not. But I mean, better than, like, I don't know, burning alive like some of these units do.
Yeah, I
Getting
mean,
roasted by a hellion,
there's no pleasant way to be in StarCraft 2.
No.
I mean, the units have a bad time. I mean, Cleaning Bot doesn't do too bad for himself.
No,
but
he's having a good time. I mean, every once in a while he might catch some splash damage, or a player might kill him just out of sheer maliciousness, but not that often.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I mean, looking at this, TaeJa, he's up on army supply a little bit, and he's going to have the faster stim pack, but it's not going to be done just yet, so this is going to be a stimlish push heading towards KeeN. He has the Medivac going for him, though, whereas KeeN does not. He's got the Viking count. And so we'll see. Is TaeJa going to push on in? His Marine meets that of KeeN, and his Marine loses that fight, but the rest of his army coming on in right now. TaeJa looking for something. His Vikings and Ravens actually get spotted there for KeeN, so KeeN's going to know this is incoming. And KeeN with his own Vikings and Ravens should be able to shut this down. I mean, TaeJa's coming on in. This is pretty dang ambitious for him. Looks like some anti- or interference matrix is going down, but no, this attack not going to work for TaeJa. Maybe getting a little bit too aggressive there. I mean, he got a nice bit of damage done at the start of the game, but not too much. And as a result, I mean, losing 2 tanks, losing a Raven. And,
not good.
Yeah, no, not good. He got a Raven, but still, that was a nice trade for KeeN.
All right, so we're about 55 to 61 workers here in favor of KeeN. So far, so good for him that way. Tank count is sitting at a total of 223.
Oh, that would have mine. Not
once
gonna...
again. Oh, ooh, almost.
Oh, KeeN. I think he definitely saw that, but he's just not bothering with it. He's like, no, I don't want to deal with that mine.
These poor Marines.
Yeah, those poor guys. Now, TaeJa, he has got to get ready for this. He's got a good number of tanks out. He's starting up a sensor tower at his third base, but he's got to reposition versus this army that's incoming, and he sees it. But with this Raven here for KeeN, he can always use an interference matrix on a tank. He's got the higher Viking count, so TaeJa could be in for it right now. TaeJa's got stimmed on already, whereas KeeN actually does, but not stimming there. There's just not enough Marines right now.
Picking the Raven out quite nicely. The air battle going very KeeN right now. He does have that distance that he needs with the extra vision here, but it does lose a tank back home.
Yeah.
Air belongs to KeeN, but what can he do with it right now is the question.
Yeah, losing the Raven really hurts for KeeN. Not going to have that anymore, but he does just decide to go home.
Yeah, decides I got enough work done. I'm not going to lose the rest of my army. Though reinforcements are coming up to join him. I'm not sure that KeeN is so interested in going entirely home at this stage, though he knows the sensor tower is going to make it hard for him to sneak on in.
KeeN has, yeah, KeeN's continuing on with the push, with the pressure, and he's actually brought a Liberator, which is going to help him tremendously. The Vikings for TaeJa are going to try and focus that down, and they do very well done.
Nice.
And the Vikings for KeeN are very injured, so TaeJa actually gets his air control right now. And so that's very good for him. And something to note as well is that KeeN's combat shield is not yet done, whereas TaeJa's is. So his Marines are going to be a lot better for the time being anyway. But KeeN knows that he's not going to finish TaeJa with this push. However, these Marines for TaeJa are actually going to catch off some of this army, and these tanks are going to be forced to siege, but TaeJa's going to snap some of them up, gets one of them so far, and then gets out. Oh man, TaeJa just being out on the map already.
Yep, well, both players just, again, at this point, deciding to pull back, throw up a fourth base of his own for TaeJa. KeeN's is under construction back home there, too. And yeah, moving into 4 bases here, moving into a fairly mid to late game. If any time is the time to have battle cruisers win your match for you, it's gonna be now.
You're hoping. Game number 7. We haven't seen any BCs in this tournament, but now is the time.
That's the one.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, save the best for last, right? But no, I mean, it's nice for KeeN as he's got the faster fourth command center, and it's actually going to be a planetary, so that'll be very, very good for him. Now, players are going to be equal on army supply, equal upgrade times, equal army counts, and so it's really going to come down to their positioning in this game here. As KeeN's looking to put on the pressure, though.
Bit of a drop here by KeeN up in TaeJa's natural base.
Oh, wow, yeah. Gonna pick off... Oh, if he actually gets one of those engineering bays, it would be huge. The SCV's coming in trying to get the clutch repair. However, it does go down, so that's absolutely huge. And now KeeN's looking to push on in, it looks like, but he's eating a lot of tank shots doing so.
Yeah, too many tanks there back defending for TaeJa. But yeah, denying that upgrade was a huge deal. And then continuing to drop in with these Marines. And picking up several
TaeJa losing a lot of SCVs.
As well.
KeeN backs off, but happy with what he got. He knows that he's going to have an upgrade lead. TaeJa starting a new engineering bay, but really begrudgingly that he has to rebuild that. And so, I mean, now KeeN, is he actually going to drop it to the third base? Yes, he is, just being a pain. TaeJa having to react to this. Now, TaeJa's trying to secure his fourth base. KeeN can't push into this right now, and he does back off. The Vikings for TaeJa looking for anything they can get. So, I mean, TaeJa's not dead yet, but KeeN has gotten his licks in.
Definitely. And we are looking at resources lost here. 77,000 or 100 lost for TaeJa compared to 6,700 for KeeN. TaeJa is restarting his +3 attack, +2 attack also coming in here too. Well, actually, I guess restarting his +2 armor and starting his +3 attack is a more accurate way to say that.
Yeah, so I mean, KeeN now does have an upgrade lead as he doesn't have that armor, but when it does come down to all of these tanks, you can play defensively as TaeJa and not have to worry about that, but he's actually moving out on the map, which is so risky at this point in the game. And I think KeeN might have caught wind of that. There's lots of tanks in position, and I mean, KeeN may try and break this position. TaeJa's coming back with some more units right now. However, now KeeN also trying to hit the back of TaeJa's base. TaeJa has to get on out of there.
It's kind of in an interesting position here. Kind of setting up, threatening that third base.
KeeN once again going for another big drop this game. One of those medivacs will be picked off. SCV's being pre-pulled. Vikings working away on these medivacs. But they're actually going to land for TaeJa instead of focusing this down. And yeah, KeeN just suddenly taking it. Oh man, KeeN with the 4-3 victory versus TaeJa. He had to work for that.
He goes for the big drop to finish game 7, manages to get just enough damage down to where TaeJa can't handle it, and he taps out, and KeeN is the winner of Afreeca World 25. Fantastic display by him.
Yeah, our 25th event. It's awesome that we've been able to do these for so long. So big thanks to Afreeca TV for supporting us, and thanks for coming to Cassis with me. I mean, that one went long. I mean, but we had some fantastic games there.
Absolutely. Really fun casting with you today, LaughNgamez. Thanks for the invite. As always, we'll catch you on the next one. But
yeah,
should be good to see how KeeN performs as a returning champion.
Yeah, thanks to everyone for tuning on in. And you can check us out. Where can they find you, Falcon?
Just search Falcon Paladin. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.
Yeah,
everywhere.
All of our, links
everywhere
are there.
There's StarCraft. Yep. Very easy to find that way. So, yep, that's about it for me.
Okay, and yeah, of course, you can find me. All of our links and everything are in chat. The VODs, if you're interested, will be uploaded to YouTube later on, nice and segmented up. But you can also catch the VODs if you weren't here for the whole thing. Later, they'll be pretty much on the channel right after. And also, if you like, feel free to leave a 1-up for the stream and leave a follow. Thanks to everyone for tuning on in. This has been Afreeca World 25, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye.